My name is Ken Singer. I am the Managing Director here at the Center for Entrepreneurship and Technology. If you guys aren't familiar with us, we are part of the Fung Institute of Engineering Leadership and part of the College of Engineering. This is our first competition that we've had where we've had all of our classes compete on one day.
It's the cumulative final project presentation for what we've worked on this whole semester. 3 classes here: big data, mobile apps, and social entrepreneurship.
You know, a lot of what we do at the university is, sit back, listen to a lecture, read a textbook, do some homework. What the students do here is they, really roll up their sleeves, they get their hands dirty, they are given a very open-ended set of requirements, and they have to work through all the ambiguities, all the challenges, all the interpersonal interactions that you have to deal with.
I mean, I've taken classes, business classes, where you're doing case studies, you're just talking about and going through, okay, that's cool, so we can learn from that, and that's value added, but it's nothing much that, like, am I going to internalize it? Am I going to do it? It's so different from in the classroom and actually out in the real world and doing action.
That's what's so amazing about these classes, because we got to put ourselves into teams, assign roles, figure out how to get this product from idea to an actual prototype.
So a big part of our class was to have different judges or different mentors. And we also had several venture capitalists who would give feedback what venture capitalists are looking for in a presentation.
All of the judges are people that have been involved in, startups and funding of startups.
And then when we ask questions about, what was your interaction with customers throughout this? Once you built it, did you test it and learn from customers and then iterate on the product? And so, those are the basic tenets of entrepreneurship.
When they're asking such on-point questions that we've never considered before, we're like, shoot, why didn't we think of that?
What we did is the same evaluation we would do for anybody coming to us with an idea that they were looking for support for. That was what we tried to do, was give the student groups the same kind of feedback that we think they would get, if they went out for real to try to get support for their ideas.
When you're working with an idea, the idea is sort of like your baby, so you tend not to look at its flaws. So just convince yourself yeah, no, this idea is great, we're totally going to win. And we forget to ask the obvious questions, like, will this actually make money? Do people actually need this idea? Is this actually usable? And that's why having the VCs there was very useful.
The groups had to convince us in a very short period of time that they had a unique idea that was both something that had market potential, as well as something that had some sort of defensible technology behind it.
In other classes, they usually start with, what is entrepreneurship? And then they give good examples, and then they just let you pursue it throughout the semester, one idea. And that's not how entrepreneurship works, in particular not here in the Valley. You need to test things, you need to validate it, and you need to have competition to grow from.
I'm happy to announce that the top 2 teams for the Big Data section of the Industry Challenge are Switch and Ideal Space.
We just powwowed for a while, and it was a very difficult choice, but the winner is KangaCare.
3 companies that are moving forward in no particular order. The first company is Handy TV. The next company, Testry. And the final company is Stride.
It's very interesting having a class where your incentive lies beyond grades and more about what you learn about yourself and how to deal with other people.
And the real value is the fact that you can actually do something that makes a difference. The fact that they set up the whole system as an industry challenge with real partners and community partners around the world.
The world's biggest challenges, like healthcare and education and hunger and disease and transportation and clean energy and all of these things and jobs, are some of the biggest problems. And what we saw today were people addressing those problems.
Being able to have this opportunity to go to Thailand is so amazing, because we really want to simply save lives.
For some, this was the first real entrepreneurial experience, and I think we all realize that this is the way we want to grow and just make the world better by solving good problems.
Entrepreneurship's hard to teach. What we saw today was the result of people learning by doing. They had a real person with a real problem, and they had to solve the problem. I applaud CET for putting those types of opportunities front and center in their work.